Welcome to Middle Math Academy, Multiplying Decimals, level number 1. This is part of our differentiated series where we have 5 levels of challenge for every topic. Let's get started. Because we will be shading visual models, it's helpful if you have a highlighter or colored pencils in addition to your pencil, but if you don't, you can still make it work. Our learning targets today are: I can use visual models to represent multiplying decimals, and I can write multiplication expressions from visual models. Before we dive in, rate yourself 1 through 5 on our learning targets, with 1 being the least confident and 5 being the most confident. We'll come back and rate ourselves after the lesson once we get some more practice. Let's take a look at our notes. Step 1 in our notes, we're going to shade in the first decimal vertically with 1 color. So you can see we shaded in 4/10 up and down vertically. Step number 2, we're going to shade in the second decimal, so 2/10 horizontally, and this will all be on the same grid. That's why it's helpful if you have a highlighter or colored pencils. And then step 3, the part of the grid that overlaps, in this case with yellow and blue, that is our product. That is our answer. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. You can see in this case, the yellow and blue overlap for 8 squares. So that is 8 hundredths. 8 out of the 100 squares in the grid are shaded. Make sure you have this down, and then we'll do some examples so it clicks a little bit more. The directions say, use a highlighter and pencil to shade each model to represent the multiplication expression. Circle the product on the grid and write the product in your expression. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on example A. We have 2/10 times 5/10. So I'm going to start by shading 2/10 vertically on my grid, so up and down. And 2/10 is 2 rows of 10. Then I'm going to shade 5/10 horizontally, so left and right, so 5 rows of 10. Make sure you're shading with me. It's okay if you're using different colors. All right, so I shaded 5/10 horizontally. Now, if you're using a highlighter and pencil, you can just do the highlighter vertically and the pencil horizontally, or vice versa. Now remember, our product is the part where the blue and yellow in my picture overlap. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and circle the product like the directions told me to. And then I'm going to count how many squares there are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 hundredths, it's out of 100. So we're also going to write that in our expression, 0.10. Go ahead and try example B, then come back to the video to check your work. For example B, the first step you should have taken is shading in 3/10 vertically. Our next step is shading 2/10 horizontally, like you see in the image. And then our last step is circling the product, or the part that overlaps, which we can see are these 6 boxes right here. And so the way we write 6 hundredths is 0.06. Remember, it's not 6/10. That would mean it was 6 rows or 6 columns of 10. It is 6 hundredths. Complete example C. Once you're finished example C, go ahead and check in with your teacher to get feedback and come back to the video when you're ready for page 2. Check your work for problems A and B. Pause the video so you have enough time. You're going to complete the rest of page 2 on your own, but before you do, I want to do problem E with you because it's a little bit different since we have over a whole, we have 1.3. So we'll do this one together and we're going to treat it similarly. Okay, so we're going to shade 1 3/10. Remember, you can always pause the video if you need more time. So here I shaded 1. I'm going to shade 3/10 of our next grid because remember we have over a whole and 1.3, 1 3/10. Okay, so we did our first step, 1 3/10. And now we're going to shade 8/10. And when we do, we'll still shade horizontally and we're going to go across both grids. So there's 1/10, 2, and so on. And remember, the part that overlaps is our product. So the easiest way to count how many squares there are is each row is 10. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And then we can count these squares as well. And when you count them all, we'll have 104 squares, which we can write as 1 4 hundredths. Let me show you a better look at this model. Make sure you have this down. Let's practice one more like that. Complete F, then come back to the video to check your work. Step 1, shade 1 and 8/10, like you see on the image. Step 2, shade 2/10 across both grids. So there's 1, 2, and then we'll count how many overlap. I'll show you another look at this model. Make sure you have this down. Then complete the rest of page 2 and get feedback from your teacher. Come back to the video when you're ready for page 3. Complete page 3, then come back to the video to check your work. This video won't go over every problem, but we are going to check problems A, E, and F. So let's start with problem A. Pause the video, check your work, fix any errors. Check your work for problem E. And check your work for problem F. Once you're finished checking your work for those 3 problems, check in with your teacher and get their initials to get some more feedback on the rest of the problems. And come back to the video when you're ready for page 4. On page 4, we're given a visual model, and we are going to write a multiplication expression to represent it, and we're going to circle the product on the model. Let's zoom in on A. For problem A, I can see that our 4 vertical columns represent 4/10, 4 columns of 10. And then the shaded horizontal rows are 4/10. And then if we look at the dark part, that represents what's shaded for both. We have 16 squares that overlap. So when we write our multiplication expression, we can write 4/10 times 4/10 equals 16 hundredths, because 16 out of the 100 squares overlap. Make sure you have this down, and then try B on your own. Then come back to the video to check your work. Check your work for problem B. You can see we have 2/10 for our vertical columns, 4/10 for our horizontal rows, and then 8 hundredths. Make sure you didn't write 0.8. That would be 8 rows of 10. The 8 is in the hundredth spot, 8 out of 100 overlap. Complete the rest of page 4, then check in with your teacher to get feedback. Come back to the video when you're ready for page 5. On page 5, we're practicing the same skill. Go ahead and complete only problems A and B, then come back to the video to check your work. Check your work for problems A and B, then check in with your teacher and get their initials. Go ahead and complete page 6, then come back to the video. We won't check all of these problems, but we'll check 1 or 2. Check your work for our common misconception problem. Fix any errors. Remember that 3/10 is represented like this and represents 3 rows of 10 on a grid or 3 columns of 10, whereas 3 hundredths represents just 3 boxes. This video won't go over our closing problem, but please make sure to complete it. Also, make sure to complete our debrief. Research says that the debrief is an extremely important part of the lesson to help people remember and retain this information. So in debrief A, answer in your own words, what did you learn today? How much effort did you put in during class? 1 is the lowest, 5 is the highest. And what do you think is a common misconception or a common mistake students might make when multiplying decimals? Once you've finished all of page 6, you're going to go back to page 1. At the beginning of today's lesson, we rated ourselves on our learning targets. Now that we've gotten more practice, you're going to rate yourself again under after the lesson, 1 through 5. 1 is the least confident, 5 is the most confident. Once you finish page 6 and rated yourself on page 1, make sure to check in with your teacher to get any additional feedback. Thank you for joining us today at Middle Math Academy, where we practiced multiplying decimals level number 1. This is part of our differentiated series where we have 5 levels of challenge for every topic. If you're looking for any additional practice, make sure to check out levels 2, 3, level 4, or level 5. Thank you for joining us and have a wonderful day.